Hello.
Good afternoon uh, to all the people who are just interested in the study of fear and the philosophy of fearism. Today, I have brought new concept about the idea of how to get or identified the fear. How is fear identified? Fear is not easy to identify. People do not know how to just get the concept of fear. Fear is an abstract idea. When it is abstract, and it becomes very difficult to know or just get the real concept of fear. So there are certain things what fear is, how it is to be identified. Fear is identified through the situation around or among and within us. It conveys through the situation. But fear is an abstract concept to comprehend, make out, and understand in the concrete form. So, it is a complex one to receive the real, tangible picture of fear in the human psyche. It is a matter of feelings, realizations, and expressions which is to be studied through facial gestures and the movement of the body. Fear cannot be just so easily understood without the outside activities and scenes and the movement of the bodies. None can see, observe, and communicate with fear unless it is felt, expressed, and reflected through language, gestures, and facial expressions, appearance, and the physical movement of the body. Right? The concept of fear is an abstract, is the concept of love, hatred, disgust, dislike, like, and the idea of beauty. We don't know what beauty exactly is. We cannot just see the real picture, what love or hatred exactly can be or is, right? So, concept of fear is as abstract as the concept of beauty. Hence, concrete images are required to identify the fear. Fearism, fearology, as human beings have so far discussed and experienced now. Painting of Mexican painter David Alfaro Siqueiros, Echo of Scream he has painted, right? And is the concrete image of a baby expressing emotional pain and fear of the war. In the painting, we can see the boy expressing his pain, his emotional fear there about the war. We can see the huge head of the baby crying there in the painting. We can see that, and then as if issuing from its own mouth, the baby himself in that painting. We can see from the painting of that baby's scream, one small baby seems to be coming out of his mouth. That is what is reflected as the image, concrete image of fear. The Eternal City by Peter Bloom. This is another image, concrete image, is a painting of Rome, right? It is the reflection of the murder or assassination of Julius Caesar by Brutus. It provides a concrete image of understanding fascism and its fear of the time, right? So the painting of that eternal city and the scream of the baby, scream of the echo of the scream, whatever the painters have presented, these are the real concrete images and they can help us to identify the fear. Likewise, Picasso painted and displayed the concrete images of the record of German bombing of a small Spanish town. The name of the town is Guernica, right? The scene of the painting is concrete to identify the fear in the real sense. At that time, there was one officer, Nazi officer, and Nazi officer saw the real painting of that Picasso, and there is a really the fear is depicted beautifully in that painting of just Picasso. And Nazi officer came and asked this Picasso, and his question was, "Did you do this?" And this Picasso was quite angry. He was hateful to him. Scornfully, he replied, "No, you did it." Means that the war and bombing, destruction, and killing of people and animal, which is reflected in the painting, was not done by Picasso. It was done by the ruler, done by the officer of Nazi. So he said, this Picasso said it was his action, not of Picasso's. Picasso just reflected what the real condition of painting was to reflect. Real condition of war was there, that was reflected in the painting. So his answer was he did not do that. It was the action done by the Nazi officer. It is very interesting picture, concrete picture of reflecting fear or fearism. The concentration camp of Hitler, that is another tangible image to identify the concept of fear to the readers and the audience. We can observe how innocent children were murdered mercilessly in the gas chamber, and how the Jews were tortured and killed in the concentration camp. We can see, if we go there, the visual images. Those visual images are the concrete images to understand fear. The visual image of this concentration camp helps to know what fear exactly is. The scenes of First and Second World Wars, the Vietnam War, the Iraq War, the Afghan War are concrete images of the past to identify the abstract concept of fear. If we see those videos, those scenes of the war, and then that we can understand what exactly fear was there in the faces and appearances of the people in the past. In the same way, at present, Russia-Ukraine war, North Korea's test of missiles, Taiwan's dispute with China in the case of Taiwan's sovereignty as an independent national identity, and the death of large number of people by the coronavirus called COVID-19 in the world are some of the concrete images to identify virology at present. When we see these images, and we can get the real idea of what fear is. The forest fire in the Amazon forest every year, the death of wild animals in the fire, tornadoes occurring in America and killing people, cyclones in the sea, earthquakes in different parts of the globe, and global warming that cause the death of many people, even in the coldest zone in Europe, are the visible, tangible, and observable and directly felt concrete images of generating fearism, fear or fearology of ecological and environmental degradation in the world. So when we see these all scenes, these all visual images, and they are tangible, they are observable, and they are possible to realize how exactly fear is functioning in the world. So the conclusion is that when concrete images are linked, associated, and connected to depict the essence of war, then it becomes easy to comprehend, make out, and understand to identify the fearology or fearism or fear in the true sense. And if we do not connect those concrete images, and it becomes difficult to understand. To unhook and unlock the fear complex, only concrete images cooperate properly, and it tends to be easy to decipher what fear exactly is and what it does in positive and negative aspects to change the world. Fear brings the change either in positive or in negative aspect. If it works in a negative aspect, it becomes a destruction. Just almost annihilation, as it has been seen in Ukraine by the missiles and other things. And if it works in a positive sense, it brings the changes in the civilized form of the world, advanced world, Western world, and even Singapore like country, how it has come into the positive scene of change because of positive fear. It is necessary to establish a school of herology to lead and guide the world in a proper direction of saving the ecology, environment, creatures, and the planet Earth herself for the better and brighter future of our future generations. If we do not just save those things, and then naturally it cannot become easy to save the world. So to understand the real picture of the fear, we need to bring the images, right? And those images, concrete images, exactly helps to understand the true picture of peer or identified peer. Thank you.